Africa is an emerging market and has now become a target for well-established multinational companies. The world of gaming increasingly presents an opportunity for young African developers to create and sell games made by Africans for Africans. Kenyan's urban youth, like their counterparts in the US, Europe and Asia these days, spend much of their free time indoors, playing computer, console and mobile games. For 2 Kenyan shillings a minute, about 2 US cents, youth in this neighborhood can sample the latest series of video games the multi-billion-dollar industry has to offer.
I like FIFA 13 for PS3 FIFA. And I've liked games since I was a kid. It's just something that comes. If you start, you can't just stop. It's kind of addictive.
I have around 200 people to 150 people who come and play during the weekend. And because they don't have anything to do outdoors, like a day-to-day, they come and play indoor games like PlayStation 2.
Leisure habits of young Kenyans and young Africans elsewhere translate into a fast-growing industry whose potential is fast becoming of interest to international investors. Worldwide, the gaming industry's revenues reached $67 billion in 2012, which is more than the revenues of movies and music industry combined, according to a PricewaterhouseCoopers report published in The Economist. These revenues are expected to grow to over $88 billion in 2016.
African consumer wants content that is high quality, that's relevant to them, that's compelling, and most of all, localized. Now, they all consume content from the US, from Hollywood, from, Jay-Z and all that. But, as I said before, something magical happens when it's localized, and it's of that kind of quality. So we want to give more of that.
Consoles, although increasingly popular among middle-class kids, are still too expensive, and PCs are still mostly used only at work.
Our involvement is to put technology in the hands of these young innovators so that it can be of an enabler to them. We have programs, and Microsoft being the company that it is, as a global reach, we have partnerships with other organizations, partnership with other startups that have gone through similar things, where we want to make sure that they have the opportunity to learn from those.
Market analysis indicates there are over 735 million mobile subscribers in Africa, with 20% year-on-year growth. Internet in Africa is also predominantly accessed via mobile. Almost half of the mobile subscribers use smartphones or internet-enabled feature phones that allow them to browse or play online games. However, producing games for mobiles in Africa has its own challenges.
One of the big challenges here is how do you get money from people? How do you collect revenue? When you look at the kind of content, especially mass market kind of applications and content, because you're targeting people at the end of the day, the question is how do you get money from them? In US, Europe, you can use credit cards and you can do small transactions, and that can work. But in Africa, credit card uptake is very small, it's almost negligible.
While gaming in Africa cannot yet match Asia, which raised $3 billion last year, African games designers say they're prepared to wait and grow together with the mushrooming innovations and technology industries.